And today I'm going to talk about
Hey,
the
how's it going?
power of positive thinking, that how to reframe your mindset.
All right. So you're thinking about the whole power of positive thinking thing and how to actually shift your mindset. It's a bit of a loaded topic, honestly. It's not just about slapping a happy face on things, right? What about it specifically has you thinking? Are you running into situations where it feels kind of forced, or are you just curious about how much of it is actually useful?
I just want to know that what
Gotcha.
positive thinking really is.
Okay, fair. Stripping away all the self-help stuff, I think positive thinking at its core is really about realistic and what? Sorry, the connection glitched out there for a sec. Been busy? Been thinking about this a lot? Just fill me in.
And
Still there? So,
how this thinking reframe your mindset.
okay. So you've been thinking about reframing your mindset alongside this positive thinking. Makes sense. They kind of go hand in hand, don't they? It's not just about thinking happy thoughts. It's about changing how you interpret things. Where are you getting stuck with it? Is there a specific situation you're trying to look?
But how does our
No
mindset
pressure.
influence the way we interrupt daily challenges or stressful situations?
Now we're getting somewhere. That's a really good question. It's huge, actually. Your mind basically sets the stage for how you react to everything. If you generally see this threats, you're going to be constantly on edge, right? More stress, or it's like walking around with your trigger. But if you tend to see challenges, opportunities for growth, even, you're more likely to approach them calmly and strategically. Not that you're oblivious to the stress, it's just have a different toolkit for dealing with it. Does that track?
But what is the science behind the connection
So,
between thoughts, emotions, and behavior?
all right, diving into the science. It's pretty fascinating, actually. Starts with the amygdala. That's the part of your brain that processes emotions, especially fear. When you perceive a threat, the amygdala kicks into gear. But the prefrontal cortex, thinking part of your brain, can actually regulate the amygdala. So, your thoughts influence strongly the amygdala reacts. If you think, oh no, disaster, the amygdala goes wild. But if you think, this is tough, but I can handle it, the prefrontal cortex calms things down. That state then influences your behavior. You're less likely to freeze up or freak out. It's all pretty interconnected. We know a lot about neuroplasticity, the brain's ability.
What does reframing your mindset means, and how can a person start practicing it consciously?
Okay, so reframing is basically taking a situation and looking at it from a different angle, not ignoring the bad parts, but finding a interpretation. It's like taking the same picture and putting a different filter on it. And practicing consciousness, that's about becoming aware of your feelings as they're happening, not just after the fact. To start, it's annoying. Journaling can be really helpful. Just writing down what happened, how you felt, and then consciously trying to reinterpret the situation. Also, mindfulness exercises, even just taking a few minutes a day to focus on your breath can help you become aware of your thought patterns. It's about noticing the stories you tell yourself and questioning them. Does that sound doable?
What are some
Anything
examples of
sticking out as
reframing negative
particularly?
experience into opportunities?
Okay, let's get practical. Let's say you get passed over for a promotion. Negative spin, I'm a failure, my boss doesn't like me, I'm never going to get ahead. Reframed, okay, this stings. But maybe it's a sign I'm not on the right track for this role. What skills up? What other opportunities are there within the company? Or may you mess up a presentation? Negative. I'm so embarrassed. Everyone thinks I'm incompetent. Reframed? That didn't go as planned, but now I know what to work on for next time. It's a learning experience. It's about finding the nugget of something useful, even in a bad situation.
But how can gratitude help in reviewing the brain toward positivity?
Gratitude is surprisingly powerful. It's not just about feeling good, it actually physically changes your brain. When you focus on things you're grateful for, it increases dopamine and serotonin. Those are the neurotransmitters associated with happiness and well being. It also strengthens the neural pathways associated with positive emotions, making it easier to feel grateful in the future. Basically, the more you gratitude, the more your brain wires itself for positivity. It's like a mental out.
Which one is
Does that make
more
sense?
beneficial, cortisol or dopamine for our brain health?
Really good question. It's not about which one is better because both cortisol and dopamine are crucial for brain health, but in very different ways. Dopamine gets a lot of good press, and for good reason. It's linked to motivation, reward, and pleasure. But cortisol, well, cortisol gets a bad rap. It's the stress hormone, right? And chronic high levels of cortisol definitely bad news. They can damage the brain. However, cortisol is also essential for things like focus, energy, and regulating blood sugar. Key is balance. You need some cortisol to function, but you don't want it constantly spiking. Ideally, dopamine should be consistently moderate, and cortisol levels should. Does that help clarify things?
So, why do people slip back into
So
negative thinking patterns when even after they try to be positive?
that's the $1 million question. It's because our brains are wired for negativity bias. Basically, we're evolutionarily programmed to pay more attention to threats than to good things. It was a survival mechanism back in the day. Noticing a saber-toothed tiger was more important than noticing a beautiful sunset. Our brains naturally scan for what's wrong. Plus, negative thought patterns became over time. They're like grooves. It takes a lot of conscious effort to create new grooves. It's also often linked to underlying issues like anxiety or depression that need to be addressed. You can't just think your way out of those.
So, what is the difference between healthy positivity and toxic positivity?
Excellent question. Huge difference. Healthy positivity is about acknowledging difficult emotions while still maintaining hope and focusing on what you can control. It's realistic optimism. Toxic positivity, on the other hand, is about denying or suppressing negative emotions and insisting on a relentlessly cheerful look. It's like putting a band-aid on a broken leg. Stay positive when someone's grieving, or look on the bright side when someone's legitimately struggling. That's toxic.
How can a person measure their growth in building a positive mindset over time?
All right. Enjoy your evening. As for measuring growth, it's not about feeling happy all the time. That's the trap. It's about noticing subtle shifts. Are you reacting to stressful situations with a little less intensity? Are you catching yourself when you start down a negative spiral and being able to redirect your thoughts? Are you able to experience negatives without getting completely overwhelmed? Journaling can help track these changes. Or just taking a few minutes each week to reflect on how you've handled challenges differently than you would have in the past. It's less a grand transformation and more about incremental progress.
Okay, thanks for such a positive guidelines. Talk you later. on another
Mm.
interesting topic. Bye for now.
So, oh, all right. Have a good one.